Alex's journey, the true meaning of luxury. In a bustling city full of grand houses and glittering streets, lived many wealthy people. They had all the things most people dream of: fancy clothes, shiny cars, and enormous homes with gardens full of flowers. Yet for some strange reason, not everyone who had these riches seemed happy. In this city, there was a young boy named Alex. He wasn't as rich as the others, but he was curious. He always wondered why some people with so much seemed like they had so little joy. As he walked through the streets, he noticed something odd. While some wealthy people were proud of their treasures, others didn't seem to care. They lived in smaller houses and wore simple clothes, even though they could easily afford the finest things. One day, while wandering through the marketplace, Alex overheard two rich men having a conversation. They were standing in front of a store filled with shiny watches, necklaces, and rings. The men looked at the sparkling treasures, but instead of looking excited, they sighed. "I don't know," said one man. "No matter how much I buy, it never feels like enough." The other man nodded. "It's strange. I thought all these things would make me happy, but sometimes I think about how simpler things used to be." Alex, who had been hiding behind a fruit stand, was puzzled. How could they not be happy? They had everything anyone could ever want. That night, Alex couldn't stop thinking about what he had heard. He decided he needed to understand more about what luxury really meant. So he set out on a journey around the city, asking people what luxury meant to them. The first person he spoke to was a woman who lived in a huge mansion. Her house was filled with expensive furniture, paintings, and sculptures. But when Alex asked her if all these things made her happy, she shook her head. "Luxury isn't just about having things," she said. "I used to think it was, but now I realize that what matters most to me is the time I spend with my family. We used to gather for dinner every night and talk for hours. Now, everyone is too busy, even though we live in this big house." Alex was surprised. He thought about how he and his family always ate together, laughing and telling stories. Could it be that real luxury wasn't about what you owned, but about the moments you shared with the people you loved? His next stop was at a grand hotel in the heart of the city. The hotel was known for its rich guests and lavish parties. He met a man there who wore the finest clothes and drove the fanciest car. Surely this man understood luxury. But when Alex asked him, the man frowned. "Luxury?" the man said. "It's strange. The more I have, the more I realize I can never have enough. There's always something new, something shinier. It's exhausting, really." Alex left the hotel more confused than ever. Why did it seem like the people who had the most didn't fully enjoy it? The next day, Alex visited a small bakery at the edge of the city. The baker, an older man with flour-covered hands, greeted him with a warm smile. The bakery wasn't fancy, but it smelled of fresh bread, and there was a peaceful feeling in the air. Alex asked the baker what luxury meant to him. The baker replied, "For me, luxury is being able to wake up every morning and do what I love. I don't have much, but I have enough to live comfortably, and I'm surrounded by good people. That's all the luxury I need." Alex thought about the baker's words. Here was a man who didn't have the riches of the people in the grand city, yet he seemed happier than most. Could it be that luxury wasn't about wealth at all, but about contentment? He found the answer one evening when he met a wise old man sitting by the fountain in the city square. The man's clothes were simple and his face was full of kind wrinkles. Alex sat next to him and asked, "Why do some rich people seem so unhappy, even when they have everything?" The old man smiled and looked up at the sky. "Because, my boy, they are looking for happiness in the wrong places. Luxury can be a wonderful thing, but if you think it will fill the emptiness inside, you'll always be disappointed. True luxury isn't about the things you own. It's about finding peace, joy, and meaning in your life." Alex sat quietly, thinking about the old man's words. He had been searching for the meaning of luxury, and now he realized it wasn't about money or riches at all. It was about finding what made you truly happy. From that day on, Alex looked at the city with new eyes. He saw the grand houses and the fancy clothes, but he also saw the people behind them, the ones who were still searching for something more, and the ones who had found their true luxury in the simple moments of life. And so, Alex learned that contemporary luxury wasn't just about having more, It was about understanding what really mattered and appreciating the things that brought you peace and happiness. But Alex's journey didn't end there. As he grew older, he continued to seek out new experiences, always curious about how people from different places and backgrounds saw the world. He knew there was more to learn, and he was determined to uncover the true meaning of luxury, no matter where his adventures took him. Alex's curiosity led him to places he never imagined. Though he had discovered much about luxury, he knew there were still layers he hadn't uncovered. One day, as he walked through a part of the city he had never visited before, he stumbled upon a grand park. In the middle of the park stood a statue of a man holding a small object in his hand. Intrigued, Alex approached it and read the inscription, "True wealth is not measured by what you have, but by what you give." Alex paused and thought about the words. He had learned so far that luxury wasn't just about having expensive things, but the idea of giving was new to him. What could it mean? As he sat on a nearby bench pondering the statue's message, a young woman with bright eyes sat down next to him. She noticed his thoughtful expression and asked, "What's on your mind?" Alex explained his journey, how he had spoken to the rich and poor alike, trying to understand what luxury really meant. The woman smiled and nodded. "You're on a good path, Alex," she said, "but there's something more to learn." She introduced herself as Lena, a volunteer at a nearby shelter. "I work with people who don't have much. They live simple lives, often struggling to get by. But you'd be surprised by how rich they feel in spirit. Many of them find luxury in the act of giving, in helping others." Alex was puzzled. "How can people who have so little feel rich?" Lena explained. "It's because they don't see wealth the same way we do. For them, true luxury isn't in things, but in the love and care they share with others. When they give their time, their kindness, or even the little they have to help someone else, they feel like they have all they need." Alex had found his answer. Luxury was in the joy of sharing, not just the wealth you hold. Encourage viewers to show their support by liking and subscribing to our channel for more engaging content. Make the background music inspiring.